Oh man, and speaking of reboots, Ryan's
Mm.
another king nerd. That dude is a nerd to the max. He just does things he wants to do because he liked them when he was younger.
Yep.
That's what I see. Deadpool,
Yeah.
third installment coming.
Mhm.
Hugh Jackman, the reprise his Wolverine role.
With a yellow suit.
Yellow suit.
hmm
I can't wait, but also due to the writer's strike and the actors' strike, that has been postponed as well.
Yep.
We are in support of the actors and all that stuff, so we will just wait patiently for all these things that we want. Because we
Right.
right want people that do these things to be paid correctly and adequately.
We're literally providing entertainment to millions.
Adequately, I want to see them paid handsomely for providing this,
Right.
nerd experience that I want done perfectly.
Like, yeah. But the Disney CEO, Bob Iger, whatever his name is, he
Yeah,
made like $75 million last year.
dude, and tell these people they don't have the money.
Hmm.
They can't afford to pay a writer more than 40 grand a year.
Right. Like their average is $26,000. Like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
I was talking about like a great writer, like the writer for the Bear. He,
Hmm.
he brought in like $43,000 or something like that, which is still very bad for what how good that show is.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
but um, but yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, awesome nerd. He
Hmm.
rebooting him, his production studio, Maximum Effort, and Fubo. Is that the name of that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, let's go with Fubo.
Fugo for now.
They are teaming up to bring back Biker Mice from Mars. I am so
Yes. Everything about it. Yes. 100%.
love this show growing up. I loved it so much. I I don't know, man. There's no date on it when this show will actually be ready.
Right.
Actually show us any kind of trailer or anything. But it's official, and we get to be kids again and again
Yeah.
and
Can't wait.
again.
And again, we were talking about it earlier. It just like when I saw that article, I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" And then I immediately started running through all of the other older shows from like back when we were kids. Then I was just like, "God, these would also be great to get like reboots." So like SWAT Cats, for example.
I
God, I love that show.
SWAT Cats would have been. I'm surprised that show hasn't been rebooted yet. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be one of those things where maybe it's not allowed to get rebooted for based off of like a contract or something like that, or no one's thought about it.
I'm sure people have. There has to be some kind of issues because that's not something you forget about.
Oh
SWAT.
yeah, right. Yep, and then another series that it took me a while to think about like the title of it, but it was basically about this group of mummies that team up together to help fight evil. It's just called Mummies Alive.
He's alive.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that show. It was on Fox.
Yeah, man, that was the classic too. I was just like, oh, and yeah, we were talking about Street Sharks. Like, God, that show was fantastic too.
You remember Monster Rancher?
Yes, dude, I was more into Monster Rancher than I was Pokemon.
At the time, Monster Rancher was the best thing, and then it got canceled or whatever, I guess. And then
I had the PS1 game for that.
yes, with the disc, you go scour your house for CDs so you can put the disc inside the PS1 and find out which monster you would get.
Yep.
Oh man, that was so good. So good. Such good shows.
So thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for sending me through nostalgia lane there. I needed that.
Ride. Always a good ride. All right. So let's move on to the land of video games. I can't talk.
The
Word.
perfect place for us to escape to.
Yes. Because what is a video game but an escape
Right?
from reality and a stress reliever? You just go into a different world and be a different person.
Right.
Or
It's the thing you have almost 100% control over, and that's hard to get.
yeah, oof. I got two cats and a bunch of animals in my house. I can't get control for shit.
Mhm.
My house is not my house.
Nope, you're just allowed to be there.
I'm allowed to pay for everything. Yeah.
Yep.
That,
Yep. But yeah, like I think there's a lot of great video game stuff coming out. Um, I forgot what other games I saw, but obviously we have Spider-Man 2 coming out in October, and so October itself is going to be a crazy month because there's other two big game releases that are coming out. So that will be fun. But obviously there's some stuff that's been released recently, and Corey can attest to this because I don't play Fortnite. Not because I don't enjoy it, but Battle Royales just drive me insane. And also I didn't have the imagination to like do the building aspect of it. But anyways, Fortnite has added Futurama players, and that sounds kind of fun.
yes, you go to YouTube, you go to our Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You see a couple clips. I've been using Fry a lot. Um, but you got Fry, Leela, and Bender all in the game, and they have the ship and a bunch of cool little features from Futurama that makes Fortnite just a little bit more fun to play for everybody. But just to let you know, I too hate the building in Fortnite that they have now. They have zero build mode, so
Oh, okay.
just shoot them up. Yeah,
Shoot them up.
but the one clip I did post with Fry, I accidentally went into a build mode, but I still came in seventh place. So, still
Nice. It's still good. Like,
didn't build a damn thing while I was playing. Like I'm still not building when I'm in there.
yeah, I just like I don't know. I was like, this is not why I'm playing this. Like, I understand the benefits of being able to build your own structure because then you can create whatever angle you want to create.
There's
But
people
also, yeah, the other people are like, no, I'm not gonna let you do that.
People are so good at building. They just like build skyscrapers in less than 5 seconds. I don't know what. You know what? I'm over it. I don't even play that mode.
Nope. But Fortnite, yeah, like that was kind of like one of the big kickoff for sure for battle royales that sent the world over.
Definitely. Also, we got Call of Duty with some updates. These are
Surprise.
big, big controversy in the Call of Duty community. I haven't been playing a lot of Call of Duty, and when I do, I play Team Deathmatch, so it doesn't really bother me as much.
Right.
They have updated it and it included the boys DLC. It's home
Nice.
and it comes with various power up skills, and a lot of people are not happy about it.
Oh, really?
But I watched some of it on Twitch, watched some people, other creators that I follow. They they played and whatnot. It doesn't seem that bad. It just seems like a minor power up. It doesn't seem like anywhere near as like overpowering as like the Kamehameha wave in Fortnite. Like that was just ridiculous. And I think a lot of people just hate, changing things. But like
Yeah.
those power ups, they're not necessarily like as more powerful as like a weapon. Like, you know?
Right.
And there's fun. Maybe they should have like a mode where you can play those power ups separately or play without them. But it's a battle royale. they do whatever they want, and you play and pay anyway. So
Right. And that's also the thing too. Like, you don't have to be good. You just got to be able to throw money at it.
yeah. I mean,
There's still skill involved, but like,
yeah. I mean, if you want to feel like you're good, you have to have some skill.
right,
But I mean, I guess you can look cool.
right.
You can
And I
look,
mean, even with like Call of Duty now and their team deathmatch and their stupid weapon upgrading layout, where they're like, you can't get this gun until you get this attachment for this gun, or they're like, you can't get this without this. And it's like these things don't even relate. Why does this matter?
I don't understand. Your math isn't mathing.
Yeah, but hey, but I mean, look at us though. We still buy the fucking game.
So a little bit. I really don't though. Like I bought this one, but I hadn't bought a Call of Duty game in a while.
Like I truly try to like I always like try to enjoy the stories of it, but the most recent stories, like all the action is cool, but again, it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh, you just kind of threw this together.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not ever too eager about Call of Duty. I'll play like an old one for a long time. I don't even care.
Right.
It's like that with Madden and 2K
Hmm.
as
At least
well.
you're taking me back to the days of original Modern Warfare 2. Like,
Hey, talk to me.
like that was prime Call of Duty.
Talk to me. Like Black Op days.
Yeah.
Um, next we have who do we have next up here? Um, Mortal Kombat
Yes.
DLC roster has been unveiled.
And it is great to see some of these classic characters making their comeback, but also the three ones that I don't think any of us really expected to happen quite so soon. We get Omni Man from Invincible, we
Hmm.
get Homelander, and then we also get Peacemaker. Like
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, you guys are doing this right away. You didn't even like build up for it. You're just like, here you go.
yeah. There's also Takeda, like you said, the classics. Ermac, that's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat Trilogy
Yep.
was one of my favorite games of all time, and Ermac was my dude. Or no. In Trilogy, my guy was Rain. Ermac
Yeah.
was my guy later, but yes, Rain isn't Rain supposed to be in this game as well? I think he's a startup character.
I believe so. Yes.
But also another character that I used to use all the time was Quan Chi. Quan Chi was that dude. I like that man. His fatality was hilarious. Take your arms off, beat you with them. But
Yep.
or he just took
Good
one,
old.
beat you with it. But Omni Man, Homelander, Peacemaker, like if there's any characters wasn't that is not from the Mortal Kombat world that's made for the Mortal Kombat world. It's
Oh yeah, those three specifically.
specifically like definitely those three. And I've like we were talking about the last game. Um, I haven't been buying a lot of Mortal Kombat's. I haven't been too big of a fan of all the games recently. Like I like them. I just
Mm.
don't buy them until I don't get them until they're free.
Right, or like discounted
Yeah, it's
because $70 is a lot.
it's just like you gotta wait until they're finished with all the
Yep.
characters, and then you get that one for free. Because all the games are like kind of similar. They don't change them up too much.
Right.
They haven't really done too much in that. But this one I might have to buy just because of those three.
It looked yeah, and it just looks so good. Like it looks crisp and it's just no, it gives that just the way that they're calling it Mortal Kombat like one. So
Yeah,
they're like, we're really truly going back to what this game was truly about, and that's nice.
we're bringing it back to the roots.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to what really made us Mortal Kombat.
Right.
But I will say one thing. The one thing that does progress in each game, I think, is the brutalities.
Oh,
Dude, every single game. Like,
those are always some of the best parts. You're like, all right, what are we gonna do now?
like, oh, he's going into brutality. Oh, he's
Mm-hmm.
alrighty. Here we go. He's going.
Up, it's like here it is.
Oh man. Any other game you want to talk about? What else we got here?
Yeah, so we also have another great looking Star Wars game, open world, coming out called Star Wars Outlaws. And let me tell you, this game looks so cool. The only thing that was a slight drawback for me is that you are getting another Star Wars game where it is like a preset character versus, you truly being able to create a character from scratch. But it's not the end of the world. That's
Yeah,
just a very minor thing.
at the end of the world, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not happy. They know we're super fans and we're nerds, and we're gonna play the shit anyway.
Oh,
But
yeah.
hey, give me an RPG, MMO type Star Wars game where I can just custom make my face.
Yep.
What's me? Or a version of me in my head that I think of when I play Star Wars.
Mhm. Right. And obviously, there's Knights of the Old Republic, which is top tier gaming of all time.
Yes, but we're also still we are also still waiting on that game to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they've been talking about doing a remake of that game. That's also been in the talk for years.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where I think a lot of people are afraid to touch it because they're like, "Ooh."
Then don't touch it. Just make a new one. Make a
Right.
game just like it. Who cares? I don't. I just want it. I just want what I want.
Give me what I want. Dang it.
Ugh.
But another game that's I think it released recently and it looks really cool. It's called Remnant 2. So Remnant, the first one, is called Remnant from Ashes, and it's great. It looks like a great online multiplayer to play with three friends, where you're basically roaming through this very dark dimension where you're fighting off demons, and there's also some robots that you have to fight off too. It looks like a very cool and interesting mix. I never played the first one. In fact, I almost didn't hear about the first one until I saw the trailer that released for Remnant 2. So I started doing like a little bit of research into it, and yeah, it looks great. It's got the classic like loot vibes to it, so it's going to give you some of that Destiny feel where you're online, you can create a group, and you're just grinding it out, fighting through dungeons, fighting through enemies, and just getting all that juicy loot. So yeah, it looks fun. Um, it's just one of those things where right now I'm probably not going to be dropping the $70 to play it anytime soon.
Yeah.
But it looks like a very cool thing to get into. I'll probably wait until they like do an update or something, just because I'm sure it's got the bugs like every other new release will ever have. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I think it's a pretty exciting time.
Yeah. I mean, you got all these other games you can spend your money on and play, and then once you're done with those, you get Remnant, Return from Ashes. Was it called? And
The first one was called Return from Ashes,
Return from
and
Ashes.
now this one is just called Remnant 2.
Yeah, you get the first one, you knock that out
Mm-hmm.
for free.
Right. But at
And
the same time, you got to remember Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out here pretty soon, too.
so you got a lot of stuff, and then by the time you're ready for Remnant 2, it should be nice and cheap or free.
Mm-hmm. But another cool game that came out, always a classic for me. Pikmin 4. I love playing Pikmin on my GameCube, and like it's so much fun just running around getting your small army of seedlings and just fighting off these giant forest monsters. So they have released the newest one and it looks cool. I'll be getting it for my Switch here soon enough. I'm still going through some Zelda. I have to take a break because it's a lot.
I still hadn't got that game yet. The Switch is mostly my son's, so I don't really. I gotta play that while he's sleeping and stuff like that. And you know, I gotta I gotta hide games on his Switch so he doesn't
Yeah.
go into games and stuff like that. I did hear that they probably will not be getting a Pikmin 5.
Yeah, and like I understand that because you can only do you can only do the same thing so many times.
I mean, Jesus, the game is just so much to do that you can have four of them.
Right. And you're just like, okay. Then I guess another important thing to talk about is the first season for Diablo 4 was released. Really cool. But fun fact, the characters you created before the season actually started, you can't use them in season one. So you have to start from scratch. So go ahead, get that anger out.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. They had a new quest. Oh, wow, a new season. They're actually gonna add new stuff, and I could just like keep going and doing stuff like that. And then I went to do that, and I was like, oh, wait. What does that say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not mad. I'm gonna build a warrior right now, and whatever. So long, bloodlust mage. I made necromancer.
You're like, oh, it's that feeling. You're like, oh, cool. I put all that work in earlier. Now I just got to do it all over again. Like, great.
I don't know why.
um,
I don't know why you would make that a thing.
right.
It's
And
dumb.
then, yeah, yeah. And apparently, it's something that they're like, we understand it's annoying, but we're not gonna. They're very much just like, you guys are just gonna have to deal with it because they're like, we would think it. They're like, it would make it too easy for you, which I get it. That's fair, but like, that's also why I play the game,
Easy mode is easy. Don't tell
right?
me how you think I should live in video game land. Like I'm a grown man.
I'm an adult. I have adult money, and I spend it how I want.
Put my character on 99 all stats if I.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I guess the last video game that I wanted to talk about a bit is the Expanse video game that was created by Telltale. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the Expanse, it's an amazing sci-fi series. It is on Amazon Prime, and basically it's about these three different like groups that are getting into this about to get into a very heated war. There's the Belters, who are basically like the blue collar workers who work the asteroid belts, mining them for water and like other minerals, important things into that, like basically help run society in that time period. There's the people on Mars who are in a militant group, so they are always ready for a fight. They almost want to have the war happen, but they are so advanced with their weapons technology. Not a lot of people want to poke them, but they still get poked. And then you have finally the Earthers, who, like it sounds, they come from Earth. And everybody pretty much meets in the middle at some point in a space station, or they work on a ship. And one of the main characters that the show revolves around, he is just like a miner. He goes out and gets like water crystals and brings them back so they can be used for making water. But basically, it's really exciting that they are making this a Telltale game because first off, Telltale was a gaming studio that was going under like really, really hard because there was articles released saying that their workers were worked to the bone, that like all the conditions were just really, really rough. So seeing them with like a comeback and seeing that it's going to be something along the lines of The Expanse, I'm intrigued. I like it a lot because Telltale also just provides a great story driven game for the ones that I've played at least. So they have the Batman ones, they have Game of Thrones, they also have The other one that I've played would be the Wolf. Yeah, where you basically play the big bad wolf, but you're also like a detective. I can't think of the actual title of it, but super cool. It's a very dark take on fairy tales, where the big bad wolf has to be the detective and like figure out who is beheading all these fairy tale characters. It's nuts.
Did they do the Walking Dead one?
Yes, they also did the Walking Dead one.
I played that one. That was good. Um,
Yep.
yeah, The Expanse. That was the sci-fi show.
Yeah, it started on the Sci-Fi Network, and it was so good. But I guess the overall feel was they couldn't afford to do it, so that Amazon was like, "Yeah, we'll take it."
Yep. Yeah, I started watching that a while ago when it first came out. Then I fell off in like season 3.
Yeah, I loved everything about it. It's so good. But yeah, those are pretty much the game updates that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there is, like we said, more to come. I don't want to necessarily beat Baldur's Gate information down your throat just because it's all kind of going to be the same right now. And I kind of like that they're not releasing a lot besides just like a few small details. Mainly, they brought up that you get to have sex with a bear during the game, which I guess a lot of people were like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Didn't know that was a."
Weird flex, bro.
Yeah, this is. Oh my god.
So, oh man, I'm messing up my audio here. Um, so that was it. That's basically all we had for video games. I'm not sure if I had anything else for the show. Did you have anything else we may have forgotten or anything?
I think the only thing that we really just have to say is
Uh-oh.
get ready for fantasy football, guys.
Say that again. I did mess up my
uh,
audio.
I said it's about time again. Get ready for fantasy football because it's about that time.
Oh yeah.
If you're not doing your research, do your research.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
go in half cocked.
Yeah,
Don't go
man. I mean,
in strictly basing your pick off of the person's name because you hear it a lot. It's not always a good.
or you could just do that and live stress free and still possibly win.
Yeah,
Because a lot of times I lose to people that don't do much.
also true.
So,
But
I
yeah,
do all this research, be a nerd about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch Hard Knocks, training camps. I'm gonna watch college the year before, which I forgot to do. But I'm gonna do some research on that and get caught up,
Mhm.
maybe, and then I'm not going to go to the playoffs.
Yep,
So that's how the year's gonna go. But whatever, whatever. I just like being a part of it, guys. I
yep.
just like being.
It's also just a prime time of the year. It's not hot. There's no snow. It's just the perfect weather.
Well, you say there's no snow, like everyone gets snow.
Oh,
You live
not
in
yet. Yeah.
Wisconsin. That's like
Oh, so
a
true.
that's like a crazy part of town to live in. But at least we're not in Arizona. I feel for those people.
Dude, that is brutal.
I mean,
It's so hot. It is so hot down there. Yeah, if any of y'all have people in Arizona, check in on them because it is ungodly hot down there. I saw a video of this woman baking bread in her mailbox.
yeah, I saw that one as well. Well, I went around
Just like
the old Slack at work. Everybody showed that.
unbelievable. But hey, people that are like, hey, this is kind of proof global warming is a thing.
Yeah, I hope you guys are starting to believe a little bit. But who knows?
Right. Oh,
Who
and then I guess the
knows?
final thing we could do is give a shout out to the James family. LeBron
Yes.
James' son Bronny had went through cardiac arrest during a practice session with USC. He is back home now. Everything is good. It was just kind of one of those things where very unexpected. Obviously, they're probably going to release more information as they feel, but also don't be terrible about this. Don't
Yeah,
be those people out there that are like, see what happens if you get the vaccine. No,
yeah.
just no.
Just care about a person. Give your condolences if you care. If you don't, mind your business.
Yeah,
You know. And
good to see him back home. Glad everything went as well as it could.
exactly, exactly. You know, you know what? Like I said before, let's not dive into the topic too deeply. Let's just be good people and just say, I'm glad he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep. Because he's got
glad
a full life ahead of him.
yeah. I mean, shoot, I can't imagine LeBron James in our generation.
Yeah.
He's a few years older than me. I think like 5 years older than me or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or 4 years older than me. But can imagine like that's I mean, to my knowledge, I believe that's like his first like big scare with like his kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have to say so. Yep.
So, oof, man, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, thinking about the James family, thinking about Bronny, and stay nerdy.
We will talk to you all soon.
You know, that's what we do. Hopefully, it's sooner rather than later. I know we've been kind of like iffy on the time frames here
Yep.
lately, but summer, man, there's no sports,
Yep. And all
not a lot
yeah,
of things.
it's a busy time. But
Yeah, the kids aren't in
once
school.
August hits, yeah, people like school schedules will be back on and we'll be able to work out a better schedule for us being able to do this. So
Free time. Get free
yep.
time to be a nerd.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Good night, everybody, and we will talk to you soon.
Adios.
Peace.
Peace.